Hey guys, it's James with the Rambling Dasher, and we are headed out for another dash on a Monday. So, yay! So, yeah, just going out for another dash. Hope you guys stick around and ride along for a little while. Today it's a Monday. We shoot for $100 on Monday. We probably will break it down into two videos, one a regular video, and then we have a second episode of Dashing in the Dark where we finish up the late days. I typically try to get 6 or so hours in, maybe a little bit longer, but the ultimate goal is try to hit $100, and we're gonna just get out there and see what it's gonna take. It's a little bit past my normal start time, but I started the dash probably 5-6 minutes ago, and didn't get anything in my driveway, so that just means we need to head into closer into where some restaurants are and see what happens. So I will say we dashed on a Saturday, which I don't normally do. So just looking at some of my last week earnings, we finished up the week with 347, and I don't know how much I had in tips last week. I can't remember. I know I had at least one for $4. I might have had another one for 10. So all right, here we are. The first one out the door is a Little Caesars that's freaking almost $10 for 9 miles away. So we're going to accept it just to get out the door. And now I got to figure out which Little Caesars it is. It looks like it's the one at Otter Creek. So I hate going that direction, but that's where we're going. All right. So yeah, let me get some of this traffic out of the way. So just to let everybody know kind of where we're at and what we are doing as far as what I do. So rambling, that's what I do, and I dash. So we talk a lot about dashing, the dashing experience, and sometimes we talk about other stuff, whether it's stuff that's going on in my life, things that are going on in the world. I try not to get too political on this show. I do have my beliefs and the things that I want to, but I also believe that we all should be able to sit down and talk to one another without pushing the divide greater. So I'm a big believer in that. I don't think either side should kind of draw arms up and say, nope, it's my way or the highway, or you do this and I'm going to label you as a whatever. No, there's got to be a line somewhere, and that's kind of where I like to draw the line. So anyway, I'm gonna look at my ratings just to kind of give you guys a heads up where I'm at and going along this little journey. It is some crazy thunder out here. I don't know about the lightning. I've heard the thunder before I left the house, and it is thundering pretty bad, and it looks like it's a big storm going this direction that I'm going, and it's cleaner back where I wanted to go. So anyway, my AR acceptance rate is down to 84%, so we've kind of kicked some down the road, so we're gonna have to be a little bit more diligent about those, because I am one of the people that's a firm believer, at least in my area where it's oversaturated with drivers, and if you have the highest status, then you might get paid better. Just like this one is 993 as my first order today. When I just got status back a couple of weeks ago because I was gone for a month and I worked for 3 weeks to get from 0 deliveries in the last 30 days up to 100. So and I rarely got $9-10 orders. It was all $4, $2, $6, but very rarely did I have anything that was over $6 or $7. So just right off the bat today, we got $9.93. Now it does have some distance. It's going to take some while to deliver this. Part of the distance, my hope is the distance from here to this little Caesars, which is quite a ways out of the way. So hopefully that's part of my delivery on this one. So my completion rate is 100%. My on time or early is 92, which I think is I don't know. I can't ever budge that number. I did somehow in the last month I've lost 1%. I don't know how, but anyway. Customer ratings 5.0. So I haven't got a lower than a 4.0 since I don't know when, but I've been at 5.0 for, granted I took a month off in May and part of June, but I had 5.0 before that, and then since I've been home, I've only had 5.0s. Now, I will say that DoorDash has said, hey, you got some a low rating, but it wasn't your fault, so they took it off. So I would have never known about it unless they told me about it. Don't know what the deal was or when I got it. That's what I do hate about the ratings, is that you don't know. There's no feedback. There's no, you just don't know. You have no earthly idea. I have 156 deliveries in the last 30 days, and I have a lifetime deliveries of 2724, so 2,724. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're shooting to get $100 today, so sometimes it's a crapshoot. Sometimes you can get it, sometimes you can't. But we're gonna try. Last week, I almost had it every single day. I almost had it on Monday, and I missed it just by a hair because the last order I took, I went to the restaurant and they didn't have it. They didn't have the order. So I got with support 30 minutes later, the orders taken care of, and I need $5 more, right? Or really I need $4 more. So then I get like 4 for 10 miles, $2. I got 7 orders in a row that I declined because they were ridiculous orders. And I just said I turned it off before I got the 8th one. So my AR went from 96 to 89 in less than a minute, and I was definitely not too happy about that. So yeah, it is what it is, but I can't do anything else about it. Then Tuesday or Wednesday, I didn't work on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday we had I had probably close to $95 or so, and I couldn't quite get there. And then on Thursday I did get it. And then I worked on, what did I do? Yeah, well, because I missed Tuesday, so my goal is to get Monday. What is my goal? Oh, Monday and Wednesday is long days. Tuesdays and Thursdays are 3-hour days. So my goal is 100 and 100 on the long days, 50 and 50 on the short days. So I was going to go for the $300 for the week, on Wednesday or on Thursday, and I didn't get it. So I had an opportunity to dash on Saturday, so we went ahead and dashed on Saturday a little bit, and we did get up to 347 plus some cash tips along the way, so a little bit over 350 for the week last week, which is, you know, good for me because prior to going out of the country for a month, I used to try to get my goal was always 300 to or 350 to 400, and but I've since taken Friday nights off to try to spend more time with the family, so that I'm just going to lower my guesstimate. Now Fridays is a pretty good Friday is usually a good $100, and usually always get it. So taking $100 hit every week, even if we only dashed for like 48 weeks, well, that's still $4,800 that you're missing out on by taking that off. So I took advantage to work about 4.5 hours on Saturday and got about 60-70 bucks. So yeah, it put me up there. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna run and grab this food, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, we have this order loaded up, ready to go. We're going to figure out where does it have to go. Oh, okay. It goes back towards Bryant. That's interesting. All right, so we're gonna head back that way. Drink is already watered down. It's hot out today. I don't know if it's gonna be storming on top of me or just all around. So hopefully I don't get stuck in a storm somewhere, but typical Arkansas afternoon. I think it's gonna stay to the south and to the east, but maybe not. It's not blue skies going back this way, but they're not black. Whereas over that way, it's looking nasty. So, I hope everybody had a good, safe 4th of July weekend. It was just a long weekend, and we worked like I said, I dashed about 4.5 hours on Saturday. But other than that, I did not do anything. I don't remember going anywhere. We went and ate dinner one night, I think it was Saturday, just to a little place in Bryant called Jordan's Barbecue and Catfish or something like that. Definitely want to support local places, local restaurants, all we can, and so that's just one of the ones that we don't go to very often because we don't do a lot of fried foods, but that place does have good catfish, and I absolutely love the hush puppies. So if you ever are in Bryant and you have a taste for some fried catfish, french fries, hush puppies, they also have barbecue and other stuff. We didn't get dessert, but I know that the pies, and they also have fried pies that are good. So yeah, run in there and grab you some. But it was good. So we did that on Friday, and we really did it like late afternoon, but early for dinner though. And then I think we just later on that we didn't eat anything else. So well, other than a bunch of ice cream we had. I think I don't know. Seems like I had we bought a half-gallon of ice cream the other day and had finished it off over the weekend. I keep meaning to get some watermelons or cantaloupes, and I haven't got those yet. So I don't know. We haven't done it. I need to make a trip to a little local store and get some melons, because last year I just ate watermelon like it's going out of style. And the hard part about watermelons is just to chop it all up, because I don't have all the knives to do those big watermelons. I don't know how people do that stuff, but it'd be nice if I had a better way to do it, but I don't. But it usually just tear up the whole kitchen counter. Not tear it up, but just get watermelon juice everywhere. Because the little bitty cutting boards that I have, or even if they're not little, they're not as big as watermelons, and then the juice just goes everywhere, so it's a pain to keep clean, that's for sure. But I usually take one and chop it all up, put it in containers and put it in the fridge, and then I've got containers to eat for days of watermelon, because I'm about the only one that eats it. So if my daughter was here, she would, but they're all gone to Japan right now. So I know they said that they're spending like 3 days at Disney in Tokyo, and then they're heading back to the town where her school is, or just outside of where she goes to school. So she said she likes her apartment or whatever it is. She was wanting a different one, but she doesn't get to pick. My guess is they have some kind of hierarchy of either if you're an upperclassman, or if you put your pick in sooner, then you get the first choice, and then it goes down. So I don't know how that works, but anyway, she's hoping that she gets to move over to the other ones that she likes better within a little bit of time. So, but I'm sure she'll be fine. She's supposed to start classes, I think, on the 9th. And I don't even know what today is. I really don't. Today is the 7th. So yeah, they only have 2 more days. Well, today and tomorrow, but here it's already, what is it, 4:33 in the afternoon, so it's 6:30 in the morning there on the 8th. So really they only have she's got 1 more day of not going to school. And then I think her mom, her brother, and her aunt, who are over there with her, are going to be heading back, I don't know, in the next couple of days. I think they get back on Saturday, maybe. So now I've lost, where did my, oh, there it is. I don't know what I did, but evidently I did not go back to the GPS, and I was like, where am I going? So yeah, the order that I'm on was a 9-mile order, but half of it was getting there, the other half is delivering it. So it was 5 miles when we left the Little Caesars, and we're about 2 minutes away now. And it looks like I got the old turn right with no street name up there, meaning it's probably someone's driveway that I'm turning right into, but I won't really know it without seeing the address. So it's I don't know, maybe I do. Oh no, I know where this is. It's in this neighborhood that just is like a big snake. You turn right, you go up, you go left, then you go right, then you go right, then you go left. and right and left and right, and it's just up and down through there. I don't know why they couldn't just build straight roads up and have left and right off of it, instead of going up, turning, going up, turning, going up, turning, going up, turning, going up, turning. It's like, oh my goodness, this is driving me crazy just driving through here. Fortunately, I think this one isn't too far, but maybe. And then I always get lost coming out of there, even though they do have some little side pockets of cul-de-sacs and things in here. And yeah, it's inevitable. You can't tell the roads that are coming out versus the roads that dead end in a cul-de-sac, which is very weird. So, and in using this GPS, you don't use the GPS, or there isn't there. Well, you had to click a bunch of extra buttons to get the GPS to come up when you come after you deliver the food. So it's not an automatic thing to get you back to a hotspot or anything. So coming out of this neighborhood, I always turned the wrong way. So yeah, it seems it is up in here a little ways. So all right, I'm gonna go deliver this food and we'll be right back. All right, complete the delivery, confirm. $9.93, 34 minutes, so it was a $4.25 base pay, $5.68 tip. So 34 minutes, not too bad for almost $10. The downside is we got to get back to town, but we'll get there, and we'll go get some more. So yeah, everything off to the north, well, to the west and to the north to some extent, it's not blue sky, but very overcast. Even the stuff to the south looks like it's moved on further east. So I don't hear thunder anymore, so hopefully we just stay clear of all that mess. Fingers crossed anyway. Which, you know, and I can see the sun poking through because there's shadows coming out everywhere right now. Which just means that, yeah, there's a bunch of blue sky, patches of blue up there. So that just means it's gonna be hot again before it cools off. If it cools off, it doesn't. Once summertime gets to Arkansas, it doesn't cool off. It's like, it's still hot and sticky at nighttime. You're looking at about low around 76 to 78 degrees as a low, and it's humid as all get out. So I went out walking last night around 11 or so to take the dog out and finish up with my steps, and I was like, oh, it's not, I don't know what the temperature was, but it felt decidedly cooler than it has in a little while. So that was good. And I went out this morning, it was pretty not cool, but cooler, and but then this afternoon, yeah, it's just blowing up. So I don't know what it's supposed to do the rest of this week. I haven't really paid attention. I just kind of get in this groove, and obviously I think about, like, in days gone by when you had 3 TV channels, we always watched the news, right? And today well, and back in the day, the news had 3 or 4 segments, right? It had national news, it had local news, it had weather, and it had local sports, or sports, which included some local stuff, right? Today, I don't get to watch the news, and I don't watch the local news anyway that has those same 4 basic elements to every broadcast on your local news, right? But what we don't get now is that if I don't watch that, then I don't know what the weather's going to do. So I have to remember to go look it up, and I rarely ever do. So, yeah, it is what it is. So I was supposed to go take I've got one car in the shop, and he gave me some bad news and saying, yeah, the work we did was all for naught because there's bad stuff going on elsewhere. So he just said, bring it back, drive it till it goes bad. And here's the thing, is I don't drive that car anymore because I have this Honda Fit. I need to take the Honda Fit in and have it worked on. And I may drive that other one some, but I don't think the AC works in it. So, and I really just wanted to sell it. I had my fingers crossed that everything was going to be alright after we spent last year putting a new clutch in it, and then this year spending, I don't know, like $700 fixing these other 2 things that were supposedly wrong with it. Oh. Alright, so this is a cash order from Pizza Hut, 10 miles, 6.75. So I'm going to take my chances and hope that I get at least a $4 tip on this one and drive 10 miles. And I don't know if I will, because it's a $20 order, $20.83. So he might give me $25, or who, I don't know if it's a he or she. Oh, wow. I don't even know where this Pizza Hut is because it's 12 minutes away. So the vast majority of this delivery is... Where the hell is this Pizza Hut? I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know where this is. Well, I guess we're going to the belly of the beast. It seems like it's, I don't know where this Pizza Hut is. It may be way off in Little Rock because it says it's 9 miles away and the delivery was 10 miles. I find this to be a very ridiculous kind of deal because I don't know what's going on. The only thing I can guess is that everyone has the cash orders turned off, and I'm the only one. And yeah, I guess I could have declined. I should have declined this one, but I didn't. We'll do it. We'll get it knocked out and see what we come out of it. Hopefully we get at least $10. If I get $4 tip, I'm gonna be making like 11 bucks, even though we got to go 10 miles. So I'm gonna get to this place, pick it up, and I'll catch up with you guys on the other side of picking that pizza up. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, we have got the pizza loaded, and trying to figure out where I gotta go. I don't know. I hate parking next to SUVs. I should have known that when I was parking. I can't see around them. Alright. So yeah, this is way down in places I don't want to be. So we are going to pause orders. Got it. And back to directions. And then go deliver this pizza. And it is 2.6 miles away, 6 minutes. Way down in the heart of Southwest Little Rock. So yeah. It's a little bit aggravating in the fact that they've got me delivering way over here. So far away from where I would normally be dashing. Now, it is quote unquote in my zone, but it's still a long ways out of where I want to be, and I try not to I try to stay away from over here and don't take orders. And sometimes you just take an order thinking, oh yeah, I know where that's at, because it's really just right around the corner, and then you realize, no, it's 12 minutes away in a part of town that you definitely do not want to go pick up, let alone deliver to. So, yeah, not much else happening. Trying to think about. So last night we started watching this show from 2017. It's from Showtime, and it's on. I think I paid to have. At some point in the last 2 months, I paid to have Paramount for 6 months, and this was on Showtime. It's called I'm Dying Up Here. And it's set in the 70s in LA when the comedy scene started moving to LA after Johnny Carson moved out to LA. And so the comedy scene out in LA was just starting to take off, because it was only in New York, but then The Tonight Show moved to LA, and then all the comics started following. They built comedy clubs out there and such, so it was kind of an interesting thing in that regard. But I don't know what, I've just always loved TV shows or movies that are specific to the stand-up lifestyle and career and trying to get found. I kind of equate it to being a YouTuber now. Everybody sees it as like, oh, that's not hard, and you can do it. And people do it, but it's definitely not easy. So, but yeah, this one is, I've watched it all before, but my girlfriend hasn't, so I just started watching it last night because we were like, we don't know what to watch, so I found it and I was like, oh, I want to watch this again. It only has 2 seasons, so I think it's really good. It was, executive producer was Jim Carrey, which, you know, he came up through stand-up comedy and such, so it was you know, I recently, I guess earlier this year, read a book or 2 about stand-up comedians. About one was this guy named Bud Freeman, who owned this place called the Improv, and it was in New York, and then they built one in LA around the same time of this series was set. So yeah, it's pretty cool in that regard. I don't know, a lot of just characters, and you get to know them a little bit through their stand-up comedy, and you learn a lot about stand-up comedians. A lot of people that are funny, genuinely funny, they've got some demons inside, you know. And you know, you think about like Robin Williams and just all the, oh crap, I was supposed to turn there. Oh, sorry, I just made a U-turn, basically. Alright, let me go deliver this pizza and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. We've got, they did give us $25, which was about a $4 and something tip. The dash itself was $6.75, and that was accepting 2 out of 2. So let's say $16.68 plus $4 is going to be roughly 20 bucks in an hour and 8 minutes. But I do have the DoorDashes paused because we're going to take 20 minutes to get back to where we want to be. So I'm going to hit the pause button, not make you guys sit through me eating some snacks. And I'll kick this back off when we get back to our area. See you in a minute. All right, guys, we got back into Bryant. I was on the freeway, hit the resume dash button, and as soon as we did, we got a $12 order for 7.7 miles from one of the restaurants that I was complaining about the other day that I haven't had an order from since I've been back. So for almost a month now. I had one order at this one here, but none at the other two of this brand of Yum Yum, the hibachi. So we're gonna go pick up this hibachi order and get it delivered. So anyway, $12 more puts us at a decent pace for a Monday. So I'm gonna go pick this up. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are we got this order loaded up, and we are headed out. So it says it is 7 miles, and it's going to take 16 minutes. And we have to go through 4 roundabouts. It doesn't say that, but I just know. So anyway, so I'm gonna hit pause and we'll deliver this food. We'll catch you on the other side. Thank you guys for hanging in there. All right, we have delivered our 3rd out of 3 offers. In 1 hour and 47 minutes, we're at $28.68 plus 4 is about $32, $33. This offer was 12, which was $3.75 plus a $8.25 tip. So thanks to those people for leaving a generous tip. Alright, so now we got to figure out how to get out of here. Return to Dash. And that link that takes you back still does not work. Come on, DoorDash, fix your stuff. I don't know how to get out of this place, so we are going to pull up the regular GPS. And we're going to find someplace in Benton. How do I get over to Alcoa? Oh Lord have mercy, this is so jacked up. This is like a one-way dead-end street kind of neighborhood. There's no way out of here. We're trapped. There's one way in, no way out. Oh, and this is a cul-de-sac. All right. That did me no good. So we're gonna go back the way we came. All right, so this is what happens, folks, when you're out door dashing and you get in some never-ending loop neighborhood that has one way in, one way out, and finding the out street is next to impossible without the GPS, for sure. and you can't use the DoorDash GPS because it won't let you go to it won't take you back to any restaurants. It is broken, at least on the Android app it is. I think I can go right up here, curve around, take the first left, and this takes me out of the neighborhood. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get back over to where we can find some food orders, and I will check back in when we get over there. Alright guys, that took a little while. It was so sorry, I can't remember where I left off, but I got one order for a Wendy's on in Benton for like $5.75 for maybe 6 miles or something. And then I got another $13 something order for Wendy's that was at an additional like 7 miles. So this is going to take like an hour to deliver these two orders, but it's like $20 or so. So it might be decent, maybe not. But we're going to go deliver these things. I am sitting this one, the first one, and guess what? There was a change in one of the orders. I called the customer and they said switch it out. And she goes, I'll just give them a 10-piece nugget instead of like whatever, a kid's nugget, right? And I was like, and I think she asked for the driver to have a cookie. She says, I can do that. And I was like, all right, cool. So I got a cookie out of the deal. Happy day, right? All right, we'll be back when we drop this first one off. Hey guys, we just delivered the first of the two orders. It puts us up at $33.93 with a $4 cash tip, so that's like $37, probably $38. And then this was $5.25, so $3.25 base with a $2 tip. And before I accepted that one, I declined 2 other orders. So I had a $2 one for somewhere and some other garbage order. I don't remember where, but I declined it. All right, so now I'm on my second one that I'm gonna send them the quick message that I have your food and it's on the way. We're gonna go with that and leave it at the front gate. Thank you so much. Not at the front door, at the front gate. And it's 15 minutes away from here. 8 miles. So, yeah. So, alright. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about these deliveries today, anyway. We've only been gone about 2 hours and 30 minutes. And we're at $37, so not bad. Well, it could be better. It could be up over 40, but still not a bad deal. We're getting there. So I'm gonna hit pause and we'll catch up with you after this next drop off. All right, guys, we are way out in the middle of nowhere. And we have dropped this food off, and that was $13.25, and I just clicked the button and it went away, so I can't see what it says, and I'm out of range. So 4718 is where I'm at. I gotta click back over to Google Maps and we'll just say home. 23 minutes away from home, so yeah. Now I gotta drive up this driveway. They said I gotta back out. So there is a gate way down this hill, and there's no place to turn around. And the gate is halfway down the driveway to their house. And they just said, leave the food at the gate. So I left the food at the gate. So yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of driving backwards up a hill with no backup camera, but we made it out on the road. So yeah, 47, so roughly $51, $52 into, so let's say with being 23 minutes from home, we're not going to go all the way to home, but even if it's 20 minutes, that'll be somewhere around 3 hours and 10 minutes. I got over $50, so not too bad especially for a Monday. That's what I'm more impressed with. If I've already hit the $50 mark before 8 o'clock, before 7 o'clock, so woo! So I gotta get back into town, see if we can break out a $100 bill tonight. So I'm gonna hit pause and we'll check back in when we get back in range. All right. All right, guys, we just accepted a $8, $8.25, $8.75, something like that, to Chili's. And truthfully, I didn't even look at the mileage, so hoping, fingers crossed, it's not that far. But we had just went by Chili's, went across the freeway, and then we were headed up to Bryant. So I had to come back around on the freeway so I can loop across and go over to Chili's. So anyway, we're gonna go to Chili's. I drove around for 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes without an order. So I drove, well, maybe not that long. Well, maybe probably 30 minutes. So yeah, it took a little while to get back into the area, but then I drove through all the stuff and didn't get a single order. So, and I come all the way down to Chili's and get back into there, and I went past the Chili's and didn't get an order for Chili's, so until I get across the freeway, and then I get an order for Chili's. So we're gonna make the 2 loops and head I guess north or east one, whichever way that I-30 kind of goes diagonal a little bit. So, and come up to the front of Chili's and go in that way. So so we'll pick this up and we'll be back on the other side. All right, they had it ready and we are headed out. Looks like we're going down to looks like it's just right into Bryant. So 4 miles, 9 minutes. So there we go. Not a bad deal. So yeah, I don't know what this is gonna put us at. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $60, close to $60 with that $4 tip. So, but all right. Alright, so while we're driving, I did get this, well, I've lost it now. Let me see if I can find it again there. I found, someone posted this on Facebook earlier, and I don't know, I'll talk about it a little bit, but it's basically just, somebody wrote this. I think if a customer doesn't tip, they should not be able to rate the dasher. After all, they didn't pay for the service, they only paid for the food. So initially I thought that was a very good point, right? If a person doesn't tip, they shouldn't be able to rate the dasher because they're not paying the dasher, they are paying for their food. But then I started reading some of the comments, and then I kind of had a little change of heart. And for the mere reason of the people on there, the commenters, you know, people are going to find a way to complain all the time. And I personally hate it that people don't leave tips, because this is what we're here for. But the reality with anything, tips are not guaranteed. What's guaranteed is what DoorDash says they will pay you, right? If you accept a $2 order, then you're accepting $2 as your payment. And if the customer sees fit, they will pay you additional tips. So you're accepting that order as a $2 order. If you do not like a $2 order, then do not. If you don't think $2 is worth your time to deliver that order, then you do not accept that order. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So what some people wrote was, yes, you are paying for a service. The customer is paying for a service, and they are paying to have the food delivered. And everyone, tip or no tip, deserves good service, right? So, and then the reality is, you never know when someone is gonna leave a cash tip or not. So in theory, there's no way, if DoorDash were to implement anything like that, then there's no way for them to know that, hey, this person's going to be a tipper or not a tipper, so we're not going to allow them to DoorDash if they don't leave a tip through, or not DoorDash, but rate the customer if they don't leave a tip through the app. Now, I will tell you, the vast majority of people that are going to leave you a negative rating are people who don't tip, which is frustrating in that regard. Not only do they not give you a tip, which most likely you deserve, but on top of that, they leave you a poor rating. And for a lot of times, what I find, and I don't know this for 100% certainty, but I get low ratings, and DoorDash says, hey, we took that off because it was out of your control. And I'm just like, okay, I wonder what happened. So it goes back to that, is like, what happened, and why what order was it? Was it late? Was it missing food? Was it this? I have no idea. So therefore, I can't make myself better, right? I can't do better by people if I don't know what the problems are. I might not be able to fix that particular order, but I can probably try to look for ways to avoid that from happening in the future. And DoorDash has been better about saying, hey, you haven't had very many pictures taken on the leave it at the door ones. A lot of times, because coincidentally, customers come out and get the food while you're going to take a picture, and you don't want to take a picture of them getting their food, right? So you mark it as handed it to the customer, which you did. And I happen to get a lot of those. Sometimes when it one or two, then I get a bunch of them, you know. And then other nights it's all just picture. So you just never know on that. But anyway, I was just thinking about that. If you guys have any thoughts about that, leave your thoughts in the comments. But I do kind of agree with some of the people who wrote on that post that, yes, you agree to the $2, or you decline the $2, and that is your pay, and you do anything and everything you can for that $2 or $4 or $14 that you accepted as your pay, right? I mean, the way I look at that is that if I accept it, I'm going to do the best that I can to make sure that the food is hot, that I get it there in a timely manner, and I'm going to be nice. I'm going to send the same stuff to a $2 order that I would a $14 order, just to make sure that, you know, because I ultimately believe until I'm proven wrong that this person has the potential to leave me a cash tip or tip me after the delivery, right? And if I treat them inappropriately, then I know that I won't get a tip. If I treat a $2 order as though there will be no tip, then I guarantee myself not to have a tip, right? So I would always recommend just treat everybody fairly, do the appropriate thing, always be doing customer service in such a way that you hope to get a tip, and you hope to not deviate or do things that would prevent someone from giving you a tip. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go deliver this food. We'll be right back. All right, that was a hand to deliver person. We delivered it. Oh. And we're up to $55.43 plus a $4 tip, so roughly $59. $8.25 was $2.75 plus a $5.50 tip, so almost $60. Let's get back in there. We got about 20 minutes before 7 o'clock. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Alright, now I gotta figure out how to get out of here. Okay. Finding orders. Wow, I am not that far out of town, but it says I'm out of the zone. It's like a little dead spot right here. It's weird. So anyway, I just saw that earlier, and I wanted to bring that up because I thought that would be a good talking point for this channel, because we're a channel that rambles on about door dashing. I don't know if you guys were aware, if you are in Bryant has a nice little dog park over here, called the Alcoa 40. If you take the Bryant Parkway exit off of I-30 and go south, then you run right into it. So here is a Papa John's delivery that's 8.1 miles for $13. Now I just have to figure out how to get to this Papa John's. And it's wanting me to go backwards. Okay. Or maybe not. Okay. We're just gonna keep going. I have no idea where is this Papa John's. It's the one in Bryant, so it's gonna take a little bit to get there. 1.9 miles takes 7 minutes. But here's the downside, or the upside of taking 7 minutes, is maybe Papa John's will get that pizza ready instead of making me wait on it. All right, so guys, yeah, it's 7:40. I am starting to see some blinking red lights on my receiver down there, which just means that the battery's getting low. So somewhere in here I have some charger and a cord. So somehow we're gonna figure out how to plug this thing in while I'm driving. Hopefully I can get the steering wheel to stay in the middle of the road, which is not working out too well, and plug in the plug in that thing, turn on the charger, and the red light is red. Alright, I probably need to get the other one out and charge the microphone. So I came up with this scheme some point a week earlier this week, maybe well, obviously it's last week because today's Monday, right? That I would, instead of unplugging my phones, I would because the phones are still being used, and especially the one that records, it uses a lot of battery, right? So instead of unplugging that to charge up the receivers, I would bring some battery packs that I bought on Amazon at some point in the past to charge up the microphone here. So the little microphone, and then it just unplugged when I tried to pick it up. There we go. Alright, quit fiddling around with stuff. That or learn how to drive. Okay. Head into Papa John's. Papa John's. So here's another question on one of my DoorDash groups that I'm in on Facebook. And this person asks thoughts. Hold on. Thoughts on the free premium hot bag versus the red welcome bag when you start dashing. So if you've been dashing at all, when you first start, they will send you a little warming bag. You open it up. It's got one zipper across the top and a couple of straps that, and you put your food in there and it keeps it warm, right? It's got the silver whatever reflective lining. So I kind of like those. I got a couple of them, one that was my daughter's, one that was mine when I first started dashing. I also have a catering bag that I bought for $30. What else? I have 2 pizza bags. I don't know if I bought the pizza bag or I may have bought a pizza bag, and then I have another pizza bag I got it for my daughter, but it was from a pizza place. And they said, oh, well, DoorDash sent us a whole stack of pizza bags. And I was like, okay, I'll take one. And then just recently, I got this free premium bag. So, I do have the premium bag. So with thoughts on the premium bag versus the original, me personally, I've started using the new one today. I just got it in the mail. I checked the mail on Saturday and it was in there. I don't know, I have really tiny little mailboxes, and I don't know how that thing fit in there, but they crammed it in, and yeah, I got it. So I started using it today, and the only thing I don't like about it, as opposed to the other one, is that it has the flap on the top, and the zipper goes like this way across the front and down the other side. Or I'm sure I can do both zippers and meet them in the middle, but I don't like that part about it. I do like it in the other one where you can hold on to the tab and you pull the zipper straight across, and it just is one motion zip, not 3 motions to zip. So in that instance, the only difference. Now, also, I'm not sure that it's very big. It may hold just as much as the other, but I don't know. I haven't had any. I've only put one thing in there, and it fit just fine, but it was a bag of food from Wendy, so who's to say? Anyway, I am at Papa John's. I hope that's where this order is, and I'm going to go in and get this food, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, we have 4 pizzas loaded up in here, and we are headed that way. Well, I think it said $13. And it's going to take 13 minutes. That's $1 a minute if I don't know. I probably had to wait about 5 minutes on that delivery, so this is going to be delivered, I don't know, a little bit after, maybe about 10 minutes after, maybe not quite 10 minutes after, so probably is getting not dark, but the sun is down and there's clouds way over that way, so the sun is behind all those clouds. So yeah, we are getting on the low end, so probably what I'll do is after I deliver this pizza, we will shut this video down, do a recap where we are, and then we'll start another episode. Try not to keep the videos going too long, because long videos, I don't know, nobody watches them anyway, but still, it just gives me a little bit more content out there. So I don't know, we're just having fun making videos, thinking of new things to do, and knowing that I don't have time to do the stuff that I want to do. So it's just you know, I just don't know, it's one of those things. I feel like you know how you feel after you've done a job for a little while, and I've been doing this for over 1.5 years, and you kind of feel like a little bit of maybe a subject matter expert for new people, or for people that have been doing a while and don't have things. It's just like I was talking to the Papa John's guys in there. They were like, yeah, they were like, you don't have a pizza bag? I said, no, I got a couple in the car. And I told them that, yeah, I got one of them from Lost Pizza down the way, and they just sent them to them, and they said, yeah, they send them to us every once in a while too, like every 2 or 3 months. DoorDash will just send them, and he said, yeah, I just hand them out to people that have, like, their bags look like garbage, you know, and they're like, we don't want these Papa John pizzas being delivered in bags that look all tore up and everything. I was like, mine don't get tore up, because I don't take mine out of the car. And then I told him, I was like, I don't want to take that thing out of the car, and let alone that thing would be hard to deliver in if you got to carry that up to someone's door and try to hold the bag while you're getting pizzas out of a bag, and you only have 2 hands. It ain't easy. So I just leave it in the car and pull the pizzas out and hand it to him, and I tell him it's still hot, and he's like, that's smart. I was like, yeah, that's smart, because I am smart. I don't know, but it's the things you realize, like I can't juggle 4 pizzas and a pizza bag and trying to deliver that without dropping them. I do believe that is probably why these labels are on pizza orders that say, keep the pizza flat at all times. I'm like, how are you going to keep a flat pizza when you're trying to get pizza out of a pizza bag and hand it to the customer with only 2 hands? So, leave the pizza in the car, or leave the bag in the car and just pull the pizza out. Anyway, this is still got 8 more minutes. What did I say? I think it was 13 minutes. I thought it was $13. So I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't $13. I guess we'll find out when we deliver it. For some reason, I was thinking it was $13. But maybe it was less. I don't remember now. I'd like to get up over 100 though tonight. That would be awesome, especially for a Monday night. It's hard to hit 100 on a Monday night. Number one, some restaurants are closed. Is that supposed to turn there? I don't know what I don't know where this is going, to tell you the truth. I hate this. Alright, I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. Alright, so I called the customer because the back gate, there's a huge gated community here, and it is freaking huge. Like, it takes you 30 minutes because it's got a big lake in there that you can drive around, and all these huge houses in there, and yeah, so but then they started building more houses on the backside, and so you can drive on up and around and get over there. But then it's like, I don't know that you can get here inside the gate or if you have to drive around. And he didn't really say. He just said, yeah, if you go up this way, the long way around, then you'll get here. So I was like, okay. So anyway, I forgot what I was talking about before that, but pizza bags. So yeah, you do, if you're gonna dash, if you're a new dasher, you get a pizza bag. I personally think you want to have a pizza bag, and you can usually get one for free at different pizza places that have DoorDash, whether it's Papa John's or some local places. Just ask them, hey, do you have any pizza bag? Do you have a pizza bag? And if they do, they'll get it to you, because they are taking up space there. So instead of buying one, I think I bought one online on the DoorDash store. It was like $10 or $13 or something like that, but I could have got one for free, and I didn't know that. But you want to get quote unquote verified for your pizza bag, because I mean, to me, pizza is probably where I make the most money, from orders and additional tips on pizza deliveries, and I do cash orders, and that's usually only at pizza places really that I can think of. Papa John's and Pizza Hut are the only two places that I can remember ever taking cash deliveries. So yeah, I would say if you have a chance, get a couple of pizza bags, because I've had 2 pizza orders from Little Caesars, and I don't want to put them in the same bag, because you'll always mess that crap up if you do that. Dude, this dude's flying. There's a dude on a bicycle. He's going about 30 miles an hour, I think. And I was like, how am I going to pass this dude on this little road? The deer are out in the fields and in people's yards, all over out here, just like they are in my neighborhood. They come out later at my house. They've opened up this gate. There used to be a gate here that takes you into the bigger portion of this whole neighborhood, but the last, well, it's been a couple of months since I last was over there, but they may have opened it up, I don't know. Alright, I'm going to go deliver this pizza. We'll be right back. Alright, so the app froze up on me and wouldn't let me out of the navigation part, so I had to restart my phone. So that one was $13. It was $6 base pay, $7 tip, so that was nice. Puts me up at $68.43 plus $4, so roughly $73 so far. Let me, because I couldn't send them a little message. All right. Test this out. I don't know if I can get over into this part of the, and he wrote thank you, so that was nice of them. I don't know, maybe this does go, maybe they have opened it up, maybe. That now you can get through there into the other part of Hurricane Lake Estates. I just want to know, as always, every time I come out here, how do these people afford these houses? I do not know. I mean, there's hundreds of homes in here that have to be 450 plus, 500,000 plus. How do they afford this stuff? I can't afford mine, and mine was like one. I mean, I can afford mine, but, and I don't know. It's great for what I need, but mine was like 180 something when I bought it in 86, 90, no, in 2000 and I don't know what year it was, 2016, sorry. So in 2016, and then I refinanced it when it was really low interest rates, like 2 something percent, and now it's up to whatever it's at now. I don't know what, I mean, I don't have a variable mortgage. It's fixed at the 2 something, so I would imagine if I had the higher one, my payments would be considerably more, which I couldn't afford. But I will tell you that I'm happy to say that they dropped my whatever PMI. So I had to go ask them to, which I think they should do automatically, but they want to keep collecting that money for no need. But had that taken off, so my my mortgage was a little bit more, and I was paying more. But then back in the day, I had 2 jobs, and both of them paid considerably more than what I make with DoorDash and my other job. So anyway, so yeah, I used to pay more on my mortgage, and then when I lost that contract, I kept it up there a little bit, but still, more recently though, I dropped it down to pay the minimum every month, which is fine on 2%, like, I don't know, 2 something interest rate. So, but yeah. Thing's gonna let me out up here. I think it will. I think this is the right one. So there's a back gate that coming in you have to have a code, but going out you should. I do believe you don't have to have a code. And they recently put in speed bumps through here that aren't that bad, but I imagine if you're flying through here they would be. And this car doesn't need to hit those things that bad, but they're nothing like some speed bumps. I don't know where I was recently, but I was thinking that this car was going to drag the bottom over those things because it was so high. Alright, so we're back in our area, or probably not that close right now, but trying to get there. I haven't heard anything from Wingstop. I don't think I've had any Wingstop in the last couple of days. I didn't have any on Saturday. I don't remember last week that much, but a little bit, but not a lot. I think Wingstop is one of those places that people just sit out in the parking lot. I definitely think they get the majority of their business from deliveries. I don't know that for 100% certainty, but they get a lot of delivery drivers in there. I know that. Alright guys, I am going to wrap up this video, I do believe. Just heads up where we're at. Earnings, I can't see the earnings. I can't see all the stuff. It's frustrating that you can't. But I'm at 68.43, plus I have that $4 and change tip. My ratings right now, 82% acceptance, 100% completion, 92% on time or early, 5.0, 163 deliveries, and it still says 27.24 on lifetime. So with that, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you another time. Thanks again. Bye.